I know. It's been
A full year,
a quarantine a whole year. That's crazy. So like, how you been? Like, how you doing quarantine? How you been doing? Like, what you been up to?
I'm doing so good. I think now we're seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel. So we're all like excited, back in high spirits and stuff. But I think we don't even process what we went through. Like I'm still like processing last March and we're already in April. But what about you?
I mean, like, it was bad, but like, okay, I got COVID in December, so I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was rough. I was like, yo, this shit's real.
Yes, I'm so happy that you're healthy and good that you're out here. So
honestly, it's been like a good time to like just to think and like, hey, this is what I want to do in the future. Da 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 da. Cause like before I used to just be on or just go and then I just da 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 and just never got to like sit down and think like, hey, what should I do next? What da da da. But it's cool. It's been so
I love it. I see you starting this podcast again, getting it all popping and stuff. Thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate
of course,
it.
I have to have you on here. I love what you do. Like you're like like positive. Honestly, I don't know why you don't have a podcast.
Oh my gosh, I think I'm just like
I think can I
be really vulnerable?
I think you're
can I be really vulnerable?
No, like you'd be a perfect person for it. Like you're so like and like inspiring, and then you give out like great advice, and you're like it's kind of motivational. Like I think you honestly.
Thank you. So, thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. I think I'm just stepping into my self-confidence right now. You know, like just completely breaking that mold of not caring what other people think whatsoever. And it's been like such a fun journey, you know. Yeah. But you know, I'm still young, I'm still figuring it out, but I think we live in like a culture where it's like, oh, everyone needs to do everything so hard that I was like putting pressure on myself. Cause like, of course I want to do a podcast. Like I want to do there's 1,000 things under the sun I want to do. But like, I feel like our culture pushes us that we have to have it now and perfect. And
I'm like, move on your own pace. Move on your own.
That's what I'm into.
Like, move on. If you move on other people's paces, you'll start fucking up and doing wrong shit.
Right. But I definitely want to do that. And that means so much to me that you like brought that up, because it's like, this is dope. This is what we're doing right now. Like you're inspiring me. So I love it.
So you just like, you started modeling in 2016?
Yes, bro, by myself, like no one telling me nothing at all whatsoever. And I was still in school. So I was just like going to school every day, and then I would drive up to LA, come back, do homework, like all that every single day. And I was just making up photo shoots, like random people DMing them, like I treated it like a job. I'm telling you, I was not playing about it. But I think I was coming from a place where like influencers and stuff like that was still like pretty new. Yeah. So I didn't understand the like gravity of like, wow, you're really like your life can change off this shit. Like it's so cool. Just the people that had followers were kind of like more celebrities and then more like socialites. It wasn't like maybe the girl from your hometown, oh, she's popping on Instagram now. It wasn't really that vast. So like, I think I had like a shield over me that I was like, oh, I just want to do this. This is fun. Not knowing that, oh, it would change my life forever, which I'm so blessed.
So what made you want to like start to do it? Like, did you just like wake up one day like, yo, I'm about to be a model, I'm about to kill it?
You know, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Absolutely not. Like, I think I was always telling myself like, oh, modeling is something I would be interested in. And like, just for my personal family, like my mama, my aunties and everything, they always dressed me up, and we would have like little photo shoots in the house, like in the living room. But I didn't think that like, oh, that could be a career for me. Like just the standards that, I mean, I was born in 95, kind of grew up in the early 2000s, and just seeing like the girls that were on TV, I just off rip was telling myself, oh, I can't be that. So just don't even go for that. And I was probably like 19, and I just was teaching myself how to do makeup off YouTube. Like these girls were like posting all these makeup videos and stuff, and I felt like a real connection with them because they would like talk to you. Like that was like the start of like YouTuber stuff, like when I was in high school, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, oh, this is a dope career. Like I was feeling kind of stifled. Like I wanted to be creative, but I didn't want to do a 9-to-5 and like trying to figure all that out while you're going to school and stuff and how to make money. I was like, boom, I'm gonna be a makeup artist. artist, period. Like, this is so fun for me. Like, that was my idea. I was like, I made it. I'm like, this is going to be so fun. I can help, like, cause I love all that stuff. I love like photo shoots, fashion, all things that like you can't really teach to a person. I always gravitated towards those things. And so I was like, I'm gonna take this serious. I started doing girls in my hometown, like prom, homecoming, like all that stuff. And I loved it so much that I was like, okay, I want to be serious. I want to start going to school for it. And I like made up like, okay, I'm going to do a photo shoot for my portfolio, like just do my own face and be like, this is what I sell. This is what I do. I showed up to that photo shoot. They were like, okay, what are you doing? No, you need to be the model. Like, stop playing. Like, literally, you were serving so hard. And I was like, a rock hit my head. I was like, damn, I guess, okay, that was fun. Like, I love that. Like, I love that I did my own makeup. I came with my own like clothes, did my own hair. And I just loved how the photos turn out. That literally ever since that day, I still talk to the girl who did that photo shoot. I still remember the day. I have not stopped since. I would just hit up people on Instagram. I would post my own pictures, do like different looks, just try to be creative. And I'm blessed, like 5 years later, it changed my life like forever.
So what would be like your big defining career moment so far?
Wow. Oh my God. There's so many, because I just feel like I'm still so early in my journey. I know that's so crazy, but like the things I want to accomplish and do, like, oh my God, I would say.
Do you remember your first one? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe like da da da.
Yes.
Okay. First story.
So I have a story. So when I knew I was like, okay, I got the juice, was like, I was 20 years old and I'm just like sitting on my parents' couch. I'm on Twitter, just like scrolling mindlessly. And this is pre like Kanye, you know, flipping out and stuff. Like, this is pre that. Just want to put that in quotations. So he's like, he just posts randomly. He's like, I'm having a casting for Yeezy season 7 in New York, period. If you're like basically mixed race, come through. And I just have never had this feeling in my chest before, where I was like chills all over, like butterflies. And I just was like, I don't know how or what I'm going to do, but Mom and Dad, can I go to New York for this casting? Like, I just feel it in my chest, like, let's go. And they're looking at me like, because they're already like, you drive down to LA to go take photos for Instagram. They're already like, oh, okay, we're going to support you. We don't really see what's going on. Can you get a real job? Can you just go to school? Like, all this stuff. So I'm like, I need to go to New York. Like, trust me, blah, blah. And they're like, what's your plan? I'm like, I don't have a plan, but I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go and do it. And I'm like, they're like, okay, we're going to put you on a flight one day. Like, I put together my money for my little job. They helped me. It meant so much to me. And I got on a red eye that night. Like, it was like sitting on the couch in the afternoon, boom, on a flight that night to New York. And I show up 6 a.m, changing an outfit. I'm the first one in line for this casting. Like, I'm like, there's like 25 people around, like no one is there. I just head to the casting right away. And throughout the day, it's like wrapping around the block, because it's an open call. It's like 7 blocks long, this line. I'm 25th in. They take my picture. They're like, okay, boom, done. I basically flew to New York to get my picture taken. Just, that's it. They're like, okay, bye. I'm like, okay. All right. So I just like, I don't know what to do from here. I don't know anybody out here. I don't have enough money for a hotel. I guess I'm just going to go back home. Like, let's just go back home. So I take a Lyft and I just go back to California. And like, I was like, okay, they're going to let me know. Probably 2-3 days pass. I hear nothing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that I did that. I believe in myself. Like, I'm really serious about this shit. Like, I like, okay, I'm proud of myself, whatever. And I just like take the L and I move on with my life. The next day I'm sitting on my couch with my girlfriend. We're watching a movie. It's like my email goes off. Boom. You're in the Yeezy season 7 show. You need to be in New York by 7 a.m. And I'm like, there's no flights going out to New York. There's nothing. There was absolutely no way for me to make it. But I got the casting. And that was enough for me to be like, yo, I got the juice. I went to New York for one day, a roundabout, for a casting, came back and got it. Like, that's all that mattered. I didn't even matter that I wasn't even in the show or nothing like that. Like, that just proved so much to me. Like, I bet on myself, you know? And ever since then, I've been maneuvering the same way. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't believe, I've had agents not believe in me, people, nothing. If you don't, I'm gonna go bring myself there, period. Like, that's just, I love that story.
So was it like you just started taking more risks after that? Like, what was like the next big thing after that one?
More risks after that one? I would say I was just starting to show up at like stores on Melrose, or I was just starting to DM people. I was being very bold, like never on like cheesy, corny shit, but I was like, hey, what's up? I'm Makayla. I fuck with what you do. Boom, let me know if you ever want to link. And it was just that energy of like, I have something I can bring to the table, and I think you're a dope person. I believe in you, has just been making me have like random little connections over time. But the most random one was when I got hit up to shoot for Nike. Like, they found me on Instagram, like their director or whatever, because she was like, I just see that you're constantly tagging that you're wearing Air Forces, and we needed a girl for the Air Force thing. And like, ever since then, I've just been constantly being brought back, working on different things with them. I'm trying to secure like a little fitness situation going on right now. I've been posting more fitness content, just trying to get people more motivated after COVID and stuff like that. But definitely beautiful relationships have been being built off this crazy social media platform we have.
No, but I like when you were just talking about like tagging and everything. Like, I remember I had to go do that to even like get on the red carpet and everything. Like, what advice would you give to somebody that's like was in your position, like that's trying to do that, do what you're doing right now?
To get noticed, like, or just like be put in those positions and stuff. I would say just putting out what you see your future self being. Like, you have an image of your future self, right? Like who you are, the car, the clothes, the whatever. Okay, well, what's to say that you're not that person right now? Like, we just act like that person right now. Like, I'm gonna post a dope shit that I see the future me posting, or like, I'm just gonna try to live as her as much as I can in the moment to attract those things coming to me. So when I'm posting stuff like, you want to collab with Urban Outfitters, okay, I'm gonna go to Urban Outfitters. I'm gonna be like, okay, I look dope in this outfit. If you can purchase it, whatever, maybe just like whatever, style it, post it, and then keep tagging them, message them like, I love my stuff, all this. And then just like, you keep wearing Urban Outfitters, you keep doing you, just because you love it, because you see your future self, like, that's who I am. That's gonna come to you. Like, it's so crazy because probably 2018, there's a shoe brand called Jeffrey Campbell that does like really beautiful, like fashion art, stuff like that, really dope campaigns. And I messaged them like 3 years ago. And I was like, hey, like, I'd love to model for you, whatnot. Never got back to me, nothing. This is like a mega brand. Probably 2 months ago, they slid in my DMs. They're like, hey, we're so sorry. We never saw this message. We would love to work with you. And that's just because I kept it pushing. Like, I always saw myself doing stuff like that. So I just kept trying to like, okay, put out content or put out an aura, or how I treat other people as the woman I see myself being. And that'll just come to you. I know it sounds really like vague, but it's the truest thing like ever. I hope that makes sense.
No, like, because like, where do you get that mentality from? Cause I know a lot of people that would be like, yo, I don't want to do that. It's kind of come off like I'm being like thirsty or whatever. Like, what made you come out the mentality? I'm the same way. Like, yo, I gotta.
Yes.
I'm gonna send 100 emails, and then y'all gonna have to respond to one of these. I'm gonna keep sending them. So how did you get that mentality? Like,
well, that's why you're working though, because you're reaching out, you're putting in the work, you know what I'm saying? And like, I think the biggest thing that changed my mentality about that, not wanting to seem corny or nothing like that, is that closed mouths don't get fed, and people aren't mind readers. Like, I can't sit in my house and expect that, oh, I'm gonna get a mega TV network one day, I'm gonna get all this, I want to do an animated series, I want to open a school one day. No one's gonna know that if I don't say that shit. And it's okay to say that you want those things without having those things, because you're working towards something. You know, I think that that's where people get it mixed up. It's like, you can say you want to do stuff and put it out there like, hey, I would love to do this one day, even though I don't have the tools, the access, or the resources, but I'm open to it. I feel like God sees that, not to get all spiritual and stuff, but God sees when you're like saying that, you know, like, I want to do this. I want to do that one day. And he's going to listen to you, you know, and other people take note too, when you say you want to do something. That's just about up to you if you take the opportunity when it presents itself, you know?
Do you remember the first thing you like spoke into existence?
Oh my God. My baby brother. Is that crazy? No, I dead ass. I was like 5 years old. I remember this is like one of my most vivid memories. I was like 5 years old and I was praying under the Christmas tree. Like, what little girl is praying under the Christmas tree? I'm like, please, I want a baby brother. I didn't know the sex. My mom was pregnant. We didn't know what we were gonna have. And I was like, please, I want a baby brother. Please, please. Boom. 6 months later, he popped out. It was a boy. And I just remember that. I told him that. I'm like, I'm the reason you're here. Like, don't sleep. Like,
no, I little brother. I know my sister all the time. Does your little brother know you? I know my sister all the time. Right? It can be for no reason at all.
How far apart are y'all?
We're 7 and 9. I have 2 older sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but I feel like we're older now, so it's like more like a friendship.
It's still annoying. No, I still go for no reason at all. Like, they can be peaceful.
Oh, you're the baby brother.
Yeah,
you're the baby. That's why.
Peacefully and I just go over and disturb their peace. And they be like, why? like, what you want to, like, they can be looking at their headphones, just take their headphones out for no reason at all, keep walking.
Oh no. I can't, if I have a pony, snatch that shit. Y'all got like, why? What did I
really I don't know. I think that's just like a younger sibling like duty.
It's love.
It's
love and affection. It's like, you'll literally rag on me so bad because you know all my details, you know all my mess too, like the deepest mess, like all my phases. So you're gonna like talk shit, be annoying, but it's all love. It's how you
know. It's like we're allowed to mess with you, but nobody else is like, no.
Nobody.
Like, hey, no, you can't say that. I can say no, you can't. What do you do?
You better.
Do you ever just think about like where you like have come from and like where you're at now? Cause like, yo, like you're doing major like big things now. Like,
thank you.
Like, do you
thank you. That means so much. That means a lot. I think I've been trying to be more open about it because I think I still, so much a part of me is like who I used to be, even though I feel like such a different person now that I've like talked to other people. I've had a fucking Clubhouse chat about this, but like imposter syndrome is something I kind of go through sometimes where I'm like, damn, is this really my life? Like, oh my God. And like, I get the most impactful, beautiful messages. I get like mothers like sending me DMs being like, I'm so glad that like my daughter has a woman to look up to you, like that, like just really deep shit. No, really deep shit. And I'm like, I'm just a girl. Like, I'm just chilling, you know, and it just means so much, you know, that sometimes it's like, can feel like I have a pressure or responsibility, but I think that, you know, I was cut from a different cloth where I'm strong enough to do that stuff and strong enough to say, no, I want my life and to go for my life. And everything that I've ever done is things I've always wanted. I think I've always just been too scared or like let other people used to get in my head. I'm from a really small town, so it's like, and especially a small town that nobody leaves, and it's very like everyone is. Yeah.
Do you ever go back and they just like they think you changed and it's not like, no, yeah, I don't ever like when I go back, you're like, yo, I think you would change. I still act the same way I did. Like, yo, I thought you would, like, no, why would I change? This how I got here. I don't know.
Well, you're just evolving. Like the real people that know you know that you're still the same. You're just like, you're more evolved, like Pokemon version, you know, you're still the same, but it's just like you got more tools around your belt. You're a little bit smarter, wiser, you know, doing your thing. Actually, my mom and daddy still live in the town I'm from. So I go up like almost every other weekend to go visit and stuff. I don't really see people I grew up with too much or nothing like that. I honestly didn't hang out with like a lot of people after high school, but here and there I do get messages sometimes, like kids I went to high school with, kids from my town, or even younger kids, like they're like, hey, I heard you're from here. This is so dope. This is really small, like 30,000 people. So it's like they kind of talk, but in a positive way. So that's like really dope. They're like, I just am super proud to see people make it out. Like nobody leaves, you know, it's weird that I live in LA, you know, like
I really relate to it. Like
yes. Where did you grow up?
Burlington, Washington. It's like a fair ride from Seattle, but it's really just like a military town. So it's either like you go to college and you come back and like probably work with your parents or go or into the military or work on like their closest base or something, or you just go straight to the military. So like, when I go back, there's like, yo, like, hey, can you introduce me to Angela Bassett or Jada? or when some people come to LA, like I didn't talk to them at all high school. They're like, yo, can we like meet Beyonce? I'm like, no, what are you getting this from?
Yes, it's crazy. And it's, you know what trips me out is we're just at that age right now. We're like mid-20s, getting our footing right. And it's just so interesting to me to see how people's lives play out, even though we're from the same place. Like there's people you grew up with, you're like, damn, that's like either incredible or crazy with what you did with your life. Like, and you too, they're looking at you too, like that's something to aspire to. You probably inspire a bunch of people where you're from. That's really dope.
Do you have like another like dope person from your town? Like that
oh my God, I got
with that are doing big things?
Okay, this is not to brag. This is not to brag, but I will put on my brother because he is doing his thing. I don't know if you watch college football or basketball or anything like that.
I just watched the tournament. I just watched the.
Okay. he just recently stopped playing basketball, but he's a wide receiver for USC.
Okay.
Number 15, and the boy eats. Okay, do not play at all. Like wide receiver, 6'5", over 200. Like just he's a big boy and he plays really hard. Like we're so proud.
He about to go to the league. 6'5".
Oh, look, we're praying on it. Like that, yeah, keep it in good spirits, you know. And it's just, I think he's just a really good person, and he's really like humble and such a team player. And you can see that he just actually loves the sport. And he just has like one of the sickest names ever, by the way, Drake London. You can't forget it. So period.
Do you guys have like little friendly competitions? I know me and my sister still do it like a little bit.
I think our industries are so different, you know what I'm saying? And also too, we have like a big age gap, like 5.5 years. So it's kind of like every time we link, he's always like, I'm trying to get like you. He like want to know what's in my bank account. He want to know like all the stuff. He's like, he's trying to get put on game, which is like, I have to be thankful for, you know? It's like, it's just only me and him. We only have each other. So I'm like really fortunate to be a good example for him and stuff. So he's like,
my sisters are totally, they be acting like they did Beyonce at their household. I'm like, yo, I do dope stuff. I'm dope too. Like, nah.
Yeah. But it makes you work harder, no? Having strong women around you, like it makes you go, especially as I think like a younger brother, you see your older sisters killing it. You're like, all right, so I got to eat double as hard. Like,
I know, like my older sister was pregnant and she started another business. I'm like, what? And then she's like, yo, can you help me out with everything? I used to like hop around, like just like on the side. I'm like, yo, what is wrong? Like rest. Like, I'm like, damn, there's really no excuse for me. Like, yo, I got
at all. And they'll let you know too. They'll let you know if you're slacking ever, which you won't be, but they'll let you know if you're ever slacking.
Oh, so what are like your future goals? Do you plan on starting like a clothing company? I know you have like the merch and everything.
Yes. So many things I want to accomplish, but definitely in the near future. That's so crazy that you just brought it up. I have been like talking about reopening my brand Mac Gear. So basically it started as like unisex sweats for like men and women, all ages, all ranges. And it started with just like crew necks and hoodies. And then probably last December 2019, it evolved into like full sweatsuits, stickers, all that stuff. And we had a pop-up shop in downtown LA, which was super dope. And right now I just kind of put it on hold because of COVID and stuff, but it's like, seems like the season to like start getting back into it. A lot of people have been messaging me, when you gonna bring that back type thing. I'm like, okay, like I'm feeling more settled right now. Like it's time to start like looking back into it and stuff. But I definitely want to relaunch Mac Gear I'm trying to focus more too on self content as well. Like TikTok has been a huge game changer for me personally, like just in my career. Like at first I didn't understand it and I was like, oh, this is cute, like whatever. But I've been able to like really research it, study it, and grow on there, which has helped me like grow with so many different brands that I never thought I'd be able to work with. Like Neutrogena just hit me up, Valentino, like just over TikTok though. So you'll definitely be seeing me more on TikTok and more self content, definitely more fitness content. You know, hot girl summer is coming. I want to get the girlies motivated, all that stuff. But I think I'm just trying to be more raw and personable, just on my stories every day, just talking to you guys, because I really see when I look around, I see so many people just trying to be perfect all the time, and none of us are perfect.
No, you can't do that.
None of us are perfect. And like, it's okay to be silly. It's okay to be weird. It's okay to like what you like. It's okay to be, yes. And
Make
just show
mistakes and make
that.
sure you correct them, but don't try to be perfect. Like, just keep going.
Yes. Yeah. Always learning, always growing. And you're allowed to take criticism and feedback, but like, no one's ever going to be perfect. And just keep being you, like keep showing what you like, because I just feel like right now we kind of live in like a copy culture, like where it's just like, oh, I see this person doing that, so I'm gonna do that too in order to get what they have. And it's like, that's not the formula at all. Like, do what makes you happy and you fulfilled, and you're gonna get what God intended for you and more. But you're not gonna get your blessings that are meant for you trying to copy somebody else's path.
Do you ever get tempted, like just to like, cause like just to stay original? Cause like you'll see like sometimes you'll see like somebody just do something little and then they blow up and then da da da. How do you stay original?
How do I stay original? It's like I've been practicing gut feelings with content I post. I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's so true. If I'm like about to put out something, I kind of think of it from a place like, does this feel good? Does this feel like me? Because when you're able to ask yourself those real raw questions and give yourself a real raw answer, then you're just going to be good to go. Because if I'm about to post something or about to throw something up, things that other people are going to be seeing and affected by, and I don't feel like it's really me, or I feel like I'm trying too hard or I'm censoring myself, I'm like, okay, I don't need to put that out. Like, that's not truly me. I'm trying to stick to content that feels like me, even if it's me in the car or me in my room or me out with my friends or just whatever. Like, I still want when people come to my page to be like, that's Makayla. Like, I want to feel relatable. I want to feel like your friend. Like, I want to feel like these things, because that's just how I am. Like, from the jump, when I started getting followers and stuff, how I started posting never changed. My captions and stuff and the things I talked about never changed. And I realized that's what made me stood out from other influencers per se. It was such a curated feed and so perfect and stuff. And that people like when I throw up like random videos or just random stuff or like memes. I post memes sometimes, it's like really funny, stupid stuff. But people are like, I like that more. So I've been trying to ask myself, my gut feeling, like, does this feel like me? And if it doesn't, I kind of just like put it in drafts or something and revisit it later. But
one question I got from like a lot of people who reached out to me, they're like wondering like what challenges like what challenges are they gonna face while they're like if they start like a modeling career? I remember when we were on the panel, we were talking about like, you had to do your own makeup and everything.
Yes, I mean, this is still very true to this day. I mean, we've had so many conversations about it personally, but I think it's just a bigger beast that we're fighting as a whole right now to just get the proper resources, especially for Black models and models of color and all that stuff. But I also think your question really depends on the specific person. But the biggest challenges universally that I can confidently say is not letting these people tell you about yourself. There's a fine line about like feedback and critique in order to make better and to order to make you grow. Like I can take that out. Okay, I need to grow in this area. I need to get better in this area. But when these people try to tell you who you are and about yourself, don't let it get in your head. It's job based. So when you are your brand, it's hard to not take it personal when you're being told no. Oh, you're not the right look. Oh, you're too short. You're too tall. You're not the right measurements. It's hard to not take it personal when they're talking about you to your face. No. So you almost have to like create a separation and know this is my job and my brand happens to be me. Now, I can't take that personal when the casting director gives you the wrong size jeans, size too small jeans, and says, oops, sorry, we don't have anything else for you. You can't take it personal. You can't be like, oh, this and that. Like, or you can't be like comparing yourself to other people in the room with you. You just go try your best, and whatever is meant for you is meant for you. All my most fun, exciting jobs and people I've worked with have been natural for me. Like, I walk in the room and it's natural, it's easygoing, I feel comfortable. When it's like stressed and strenuous and I have anxiety about it and I'm tripping about it, okay, I can't take it personal. It's not meant for me, and that's okay, you know? I just think like the biggest mindset is that you're amazing how you are. Like, don't let these people tell you ain't enough, because you are enough.
So what do you think are some steps, like, say, to like make it like a better like feeling?
A better feeling?
Yeah.
Like to be excited?
I don't know.
Wait, sorry, just rephrase the question, my bad.
No, like what are like some steps to like, I don't know, like say, I don't know how
like a positive mindset?
Yeah, like when you like get rejected from like what are some, like, did you ever have like, okay, like, did you do something, like if you ever got rejected from like a thing, like what did you personally like first do?
So it's like, I think a process, because I think it's really jarring, especially when you go from a person who's not critiqued about how you look at all to a person that is what your job is. Even when you do get the job, they're still all staring at you and critiquing you and making sure. So you have to be strong within, you know, but that starts somewhere. So honestly, truthfully, when I used to get told no, I would just be like, okay, thank you so much for your time. Walk straight to my car and cry the entire ride home. Just period. Like, you have to let those emotions out, especially if you're not used to it. But over time, you develop different things that you can say to yourself, mindset changes, deep breaths that will just like let you know, like, it's okay. Like, honestly, you get told no more than yes. I would say I get told yes for jobs probably 10 to 15% of the time. I will drive to castings, I will Zoom call all week long and maybe get booked 10% of that time. So it's like, you have to be like, okay, well, now I have to shift that. The majority is going to be no. So when they're telling me no, it's okay. I went out there and tried. But the biggest thing is to have like, okay, well, if they don't like me, at least I had a good attitude. I was saying thank you. And maybe they want me for a next job. That's what I started trying to like shift into. Maybe I didn't get this job, I wasn't good for it, but maybe they put a little star next to my name, like, oh, we want her for something in the future. I'm not going to show up with a bad attitude. I'm not going to be rude to them, nothing, because that's happened to me so many times too. I've been told no and then get brought back 3 months later because I said thank you and I was appreciative during that casting. But just also knowing that like, you are you and you can't change you, and just because you don't fit some commercials bill doesn't mean you're not good enough, you know. And maybe you wouldn't have wanted to be in that commercial anyways if you weren't the right fit. That's what I try to tell myself too. Okay, maybe I'm being told no because God knew I would be annoyed the whole time. I wouldn't like these people. Like, I want to go have fun now, you know. So just trying to have power over the situation and knowing that you're enough is like the biggest game changer, to have like a positive mindset about being told no.
Well, that's actually good advice. All right. When I'm told no, I'm like, man, fuck you at first. I'll be like, whatever. But what is like your playlist like before you even like do a shoot or anything? Like, what is like your like routine?
Before I do a shoot, oh my God, it's really like a lot all over the place. Are you okay with that?
No, go ahead.
I've been tapping into older music that like I used to listen to when I was younger. And then I've also been listening to like a lot of new music as well too. So I don't know. Okay. I really appreciate Southern rap. Like, that's like one of my favorite genres. So
no, I listen. Outkast is
yes.
I love Outkast.
All that, all the old,
Wayne,
all the new, everything. So I'm a big like Gucci Mane fan, and he put together a new group called Icy Gang.
Oh my bad. Do you like the old Gucci or the newer Gucci?
I appreciate old Gucci. Like that's what I like fell in love with. But like I do appreciate the come up, post jail, him not having a baby, glow up. I do appreciate that. He's more of a businessman to me now, you know?
No, man. People be like, "Yo, you like old Gucci?" I'd be like, "Yo, old Gucci was crazy."
It's crazy.
Like just hype music, just be like, "Yo," I'd be like, "Yo, he's talking crazy." I like Gucci though. But I'm always cool with somebody like growing, like, "Hey, this is who I am." Da da da. But no, old Gucci was like, he was talking crazy. I don't care.
You can hear the lean through the speakers in old Gucci. It was rough. It was a lot. No, I'm kidding. But he put together a new group recently called Icy Gang, and it's like featuring Key Glock and Pooh Shiesty, and there's another rapper called like Lil Scar, and there's 2 girl rappers, Enchanting and K Sade. That tape, I don't know, it's such a random find, but it's called Icy Gang tape. I've been playing it every day, but it's on some ignorant stuff. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. That's quite ignorant. But so this is why it gets all over the place, because I've been tapping into like old music and stuff too. I like have been re-listening to a lot of No Doubt. I know that's crazy, but like they used to always be on during like MTV music videos when I used to get ready for school in the morning. I've just been reconnecting because like it's so important. It brings you back. Like I know all the words, I know all that stuff. The other night on the ride home, we were playing like NERD, like old Pharrell, like just really like getting
love
into
Pharrell,
it.
yo. I love Pharrell. He's so amazing.
A different beast. And now that we're older, we can go back and appreciate like some of his older tracks, because it was so ahead of his time. And when you look back, like how many people's careers he affected, like
everybody.
Everybody.
I don't know who he hasn't worked with. Like
no, literally. And you can tell it's a Pharrell track.
Yeah, no.
Like always. So that's been a huge nostalgia tapping back in. But yeah, that's what I've been listening to. What have you been listening to?
I usually my mom's Caribbean, so we always stick with the Caribbean sound, Afrobeat, the Wizkid,
yes.
Damian Marley, all the Marleys, honestly. Soca music, I'm always the Caribbean. Like even when I went to go to school, like they used to be like, "Yo, what are you listening to?" I'd be like, "Yo, just listen to it, y'all like it," and they'd be like, "Yo, who is it?" And I was like, and I'm happy that like the Caribbean sound and the Afro beats and soca sounds are coming to life now. Like, okay, I've been trying to tell y'all this forever, but
yes.
Oh, so like, what brands do you like? You haven't worked with that you want to work with in the future?
Oh my god, I'm always have like a hawk eye on so many brands. Let's see, who would I like to work with?
We gotta put it out there and manifest it.
Yeah, I gotta manifest it. Okay. I really appreciate this brand out of the UK called Places Plus Faces. It's like this dope streetwear brand that honestly like inspired a lot of my style back in the day, and like I've always just wanted to shoot with them. I think they're really dope. I see like actual Fenty, Savage Fenty, any of her stuff. I would love to be in the Savage Fenty show this upcoming year.
She follows us, so she might see it. she might see it.
I would love. We're working on it, manifesting. I just think it would be so fun. Like I grew up having a dance background, and just seeing like a fashion show incorporate dance, like choreographed routines like that of all shapes, all sizes.
Her show looks so fire. I'm like, yo, this
bro. I went to go see the first one in person. I was so blessed. I was invited to go see the first one in person, and I was like shaking. I was like, this is the best thing.
No, it just looks so cool. I'm like, yo, this is like, it's just, I don't know, it's just so totally different. Anybody else you would want to work with though?
I mean, definitely like high fashion brands. This is so different, but I am now absolutely dedicated to being like a fragrance girl, a fragrance model girl. Like I did Juicy Couture this past year. So I'm super happy about that. When you go buy Viva La Juicy and Sephora, Ulta and stuff, it's like my little picture right there. Okay. But I would love to do like Dior perfume, fragrance, like Dolce and Gabbana, like those ads, like so cool. I would love to do that, or any of their fashion stuff too. But hopefully in the next like year or 2 years, I start migrating over to the UK, London, start doing some modeling and stuff out there. There's a lot of dope brands out there, New York and LA, but for right now, I'm really happy with what's going on.
Do you listen to any of the London, any people from London's music? Like Georgia Smith,
Georgia Smith is super talented. Is Skepta from London? Yeah, okay. Skepta has bangers, but I'm not versed whatsoever. I just like totally ride off the fact that my last name is London, so I'm like, I'm good, I'm Gucci. Like I don't need to know anything. Like say less.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you plan on moving to London, or are you just going there for shoots?
Probably for work, but I wouldn't mind staying for like a couple weeks at a time, or just being like kind of back and forth. I just see like a lot of opportunity out there for especially Black people and Black women. Like that modeling scene is really popping kind of everywhere. Every major city has their own different type of like modeling look that does better, I guess. So New York is like that very like high fashion, tall, slender, either very like Eurocentric features, or very like dark skin African features, like those like really chocolate colors, like so pretty. Miami's more like swimsuit model, bombshell. LA's more like influencer type, pretty little thing style. And in the UK, it's very like mixed race, or like Black girls are like all over popping and doing like really cool fashion shit, really cool beauty shit. So I would definitely like to migrate out there in the future.
Are you still still DJ, right?
Oh my god, I haven't in so long. I literally put it on the back burner, but I have like a notes pad in my phone where I'm like constantly putting down things that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hop back into it. But a lot of my girls DJ, so I think I'm just gonna hop with them to shows, be like a dope little hype man, start learning back again, because it was like a hobby for me. And then I started playing shows, and then when I got comfortable playing shows, I was like modeling really ramped up again. So I was kind of like, okay, maybe I'll put this on the back burner, but I still love it. I love music. When COVID opens up, I want to play a show so bad.
Is there like a certain show you want? Oh my bad. Is there a certain show?
No, go ahead. Like mostly, I mean, in the future, oh my God, I would love to play Coachella in the future. That's a very wild dream though. I would love that. But probably in the next, like just like clubs in LA, I would love Poppy, adults only. Like I played adults only a bunch of times. It's super fun, like just really easy going, like LA clubs. I just want to make people in LA dance. Like that's my goal. Like we don't dance out here.
No, LA. I think LA people be trying to look cool or something. I don't know. Snapchat. Everybody be on Snapchat. I got the bottle.
You took the words out of my mouth. It's so true though.
Has there ever been a time you did a show and you're like surprised to see like there's like a certain celebrity you saw or anything, like while you were performing, like whoa, they're in the building?
Oh my gosh, not while I was specifically playing, but there is this function which I'm surprised. Maybe we'll see. Have you been to Shaba before?
No, I haven't been to Shaba.
Okay, have you heard of it though?
I feel like I have. I feel like my friend Mike probably did.
So it's this like function on Sunset Boulevard. Like it used to be pre-COVID, like every other Friday or like the first of the month or something, but it's all reggae, all R&B, like that's it. And it's just like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Los Globos, but it's this like little, like honestly, like shitty little theater on Sunset Boulevard. And it's like, I've heard Rihanna's up in there, Michael B. Jordan's up in there, like everyone is.
Those would be the best club. That's
what I'm saying. Like everybody is in there, and so when you go, you have a fun time. But it's like reggaeton, like so dope, so fun. You need to go. That is on your.
No, I haven't. I need to look that up. But
next time it comes to I'm definitely going. I'm like,
yo, reggae is definitely like, yeah, I'd be up in there just vibing. That's a total different vibe. So what do you have? Like, what do you see yourself doing for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year.
Like
I think
getting out the house.
Yes, no, getting out of the house. Definitely. I want to travel a lot. I have some trips coming up planned and stuff. I am getting vaccinated. I'm in that process right now. God bless. Everything like that going on. So we
Don't
can
take
all
the
just
Johnson one.
I did not.
Don't
I
take
did
that
not
one.
get that one.
I think it's the Moderna. I don't know how to pronounce
Yes.
it. That's the one.
Moderna or whatever.
Moderna.
Yeah, I got that one. But definitely traveling this summer, and I'm gonna definitely focus on just like growing and engaging on my social media platforms, like just putting out more self content, being more raw, relatable, just easygoing type shit. Like I just also have noticed that I see so many like crazy things going on the internet, things that thrive off negativity and just like pain and trauma bonding and all that, that if one person can come on my profile and they feel like happier or enlightened or maybe in a better mood, like, okay, well, that's what I need to be then, you know, like I want people to come and have a good time when they stumble across my page, you know, and like they feel better about their day. So I definitely want to pour more into that content and just like being like a good light for other people, you know, because I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy all that stuff.
Yeah, I have this question. How do you stay positive when you get negative reactions? Because like I know for me personally, like like somebody comes for me, it's either like I either like, okay, I'll go at them or I'll just leave it alone. Or sometimes it's just funny to me. Like I don't know, like sometimes people be posting like the funniest shit. They're like, yo, you don't feel offended by it? I said, no, that's actually kind of funny. But like, how do you like deal with that?
Oh my gosh. I think nobody can say, oh, it doesn't bother them, because it's like it just, when anyone is coming at you sideways or like telling you things about yourself that they made up or like whatever, projecting, it's hard to not take it personal. But I've had to grow into a stage where it's like, I mean, this is, no one's is more relative than the other, but I've had people make whole pages about me, make whole posts about me, like comments, messages, all that, all this. And honestly, this is going to sound so crazy, but like I had crazy ass rumors spread about me in high school that were never true or anything like that. And were actually like so surprising and crazy and funny. Like on that shit where you're like, this is hilarious that you guys believe this about me. Like, okay. I had to learn at a really young age that like people are going to say whatever they want to say about you when you're doing good. Cause they can never, it's sad, but they can never do what you do. So they have to make up crazy shit or project onto you in order to make it sense in their head why you have what you have, you know? Like people say all this kind of crazy stuff about me, but I had to just go into like the back of my brain and be like, I don't know these people. They're saying stuff about me that isn't true. All right, then. Like, what would Beyonce do? Beyonce's not going to step in. She's not going to like message you, none of that. And I've definitely had my moments where like I'm like, who the fuck is you? Like,
like some people have to like, some people you have to like, okay, bro. That's,
I'm like, okay. And I definitely get more protective if it's like about my family or
that's when I usually go in. Like somebody talking about my nephew, I was like, whoa, hold up.
Exactly. But also too, I think I get like the most kind of crazy out the side of the net comments on TikTok. And I just had to like kind of tell myself like, all right, well, every time this person plays this video, or every time this person comments something awful waiting for my response, guess what? I'm getting paid. Like you're a viewer, you're a watcher, you're still adding to my shit, you know? So if you watch my video 300 times hating on me, picking me apart, guess what? You just put a couple dollars in my pocket, babe. Thank you. Bye.
How do you like, is it difficult to use TikTok? I remember I downloaded it. I was trying to use it. I was like, this seems like so much work. It seems like people literally put like a whole, like, it seems like you have to put on a whole show for your, like, your viewers, like just anybody on TikTok. I was like, yo, this seems like so much work. I'm not trying to.
It's so deep. It probably took me like 6 months of just observing in order to like even put my toe in the water. Like, because it's such an interactive, crazy app that I think we've never seen before. Like one, it's so fast paced. 2, it's so engaging. 3, you learn so much. Like its interface, how you guys comment, and its algorithm rewarding system is also nuts too. The like how you watch certain videos and then now all the things on your feed are that type of video. Like it's really like really smart.
It's dope. I'm like, yo, this is so much. It seems like you have to put so much work into it.
But it's dope though, because I'm like, okay, this is a app that actually, I think, versus Instagram, Twitter, YouTube perhaps, but actually rewards you. Like if you get a certain amount of views or you get a certain amount of this, like there's actually a creator fund within the app that pays you out, like streaming services basically. So that's why I had to observe for a couple months and see what was popping, because at first you're like, okay, it's overwhelming how much these people are posting. You're like, holy shit. But if you break down, because it's super easy digestible content. Nobody wants these like overproduced things. It's very like quick, one takes, boom, and out. And then so I was like, why are these people posting like 12 times a day? Like these really mega TikTokers. And it's because the more you post, the more you're on people's algorithm, the more they see your videos, the more you get paid, period. So I'm like, okay, just going on, you can go on any TikToker's like account if you want to and do the math. If they're getting, it's a $40 every million views. Okay. So when you're scrolling down a week and they posted 12 videos, all with 10 million views in a week,
they got
you're getting paid, and it looks silly, right? To other people, you're like, oh, you're being annoying, you're being too much. But there's people ready to eat that shit up constantly. And the app actually rewards you. Now, I'm definitely not on the scale where I'm posting like 12 times a day. Maybe like 4 times a week I'll post. I try to give it a little bit more structure to like get dressed with me's or just like, you know, stuff like showing like my personality, my life and stuff. But I think it's dope if you find your groove and you find your niche, because it's just like such a game changer. Like I had to see that these kids like 17, 18 years old was breaking generational cycles, like creating generational wealth off this app. And I had to ask myself, okay, why? Like, I want to hop on that
too, bro. Do you see yourself even like since you're in Hollywood, do you ever see yourself like doing like films or like other things like in that sort of realm?
Oh my God, I would love to in the future. I just personally have like no training right now whatsoever, but I'm always open to it. Like I've never been approached to actually be like in a film or anything like that, but I think maybe in a couple of years that would be kind of fun to get into. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Okay, before I let you go, what is like, yes. Where are like, what I was going to say? My bad, my head's all over.
No, it's okay.
What are like 5 good advice you would give to somebody right now?
Oh my gosh.
Since you're always doing the motivational thing.
The motivation, oh my God.
We need to hear.
It's hard on the spot because I'm always like in my moods, you know, every day is a mood. But I would say, 1, when you wake up in the morning, instead of stressing about what bad is going to happen that day, what you're scared of, maybe to say some things that you're happy that you have right now. You know, like, I'm glad I have 2 legs. I'm glad I have a bed, a house. It just, those little like resets, like really change your life like so much. I would say the second one, drink lots of water. Stop not drinking water. I need you guys to drink your water. Okay.
Especially now.
Water. Stay hydrated. 3, don't compare yourself. I said that on my story the other day, but don't compare yourself to other people's journeys. Comparison is a thief of joy. And I know it's a cliche, but it's so true. And we all struggle with it in our own ways. So it's like not just an easy fix right away, but just to be mindful of like when you see other people's journeys, to not compare yourself to their journey or what they have going on. That was 3. 4, I would say, in your space, wherever you have a room, if you stay with your parents or you have your own apartment or house or whatever, clean out a fucking drawer or clean out a closet, clean out the thing that you've been putting off and has been collecting dust. Because I heard this thing that if we don't take care of this space we have, right, we're not constantly just like cleaning it out and making it like presentable and stuff like that, and you're letting things pile up, even just laundry in the corner, you're telling the universe or God or whoever you believe in subconsciously that you're not ready for new blessings or new opportunities in your life because you're holding on to old weight. So I know people that have cleaned out the trunk of their car, or I've cleaned out my closet before, just that messy drawer before. And then you kind of see throughout the week, like, oh, okay, I have maybe more motivation for this thing that I've been putting off. Or like you're telling yourself subconsciously that I'm ready for new stuff. I've made room for new things, you know?
It's okay. I like that one.
Yeah, I love that one. So when you're feeling stuck, like a lot of people say that too, when they suffer from deep episodes of depression and stuff, that things can pile up on top of each other, either in their space or their room, just like their mind. Our space is a reflection of our mind. If our space is tidy and cleaned up, our mind is processing in a good way. When I start noticing dishes or clothes or just messy, ratty shit all over my room, that's a direct reflection of my mind state at the time. No, I'm feeling scrambled. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling that way. So to know that your space is a reflection of your mind and be able to address it and be like, okay, I'm going to clean it out because I want room for new stuff is super powerful.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Yeah. I appreciate it. So
yes, of course, Wayne. I hope that we get to link after COVID and all that stuff too. I would love to roll to an event with you, hang out, all that good stuff. And you're doing amazing too. Never stop.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Of course. Bye.
Where's the buzz?
Oh, yeah. Where is the buzz? You said was mine.